Welcome everyone back to the Aura podcast. Today I'm with Devin. How are you doing today?
Not too bad.
Honestly, I appreciate you coming today. I've always wanted a basketball player. Haven't got a men's basketball player yet, so I appreciate you coming.
Oh yeah, it's no problem at all. It's actually a great opportunity for me. So
yeah, I mean we got I think we got a women's basketball player. We got Kira last year.
Yeah, I watched.
But obviously we're trying to look for a men's one, so I appreciate you coming on here.
Oh, it's no problem.
So honestly, just to jump into it, just so everyone can learn a bit more about you. So you're fourth year studying psychology right now.
Yeah.
So how's that going right now?
It's fourth year. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm actually writing my thesis this year.
Oh, you are? I was gonna honestly ask that too. How is your thesis going?
It's good. I mean, it's more kind of overwhelming with all the work that you got to do. But I'm kind of excited to get my project going because it's been something I've been thinking about for a couple of years now. So I'm really interested in what I'm doing. So I think that's really brings the passion out. So.
Obviously, I was last year. I was talking to I think I had Kieran and Tim on the podcast, and they were talking about their thesis and the work that you guys do. It's kind of overkill sometimes because I think in your third year you have to propose your thesis and do all that. So it must have been challenging.
Yeah, it was. I mean, last year I did my preparation class, I called it, and honestly I think it really gave me a good outline for this year. So it kind of gave me a less stress this year going into it. So
obviously you're in psychology and stuff. Do you have any aspiration or anything in the future that you want to use with psychology probably, or? Well,
I did want to work with children in low-income communities. So back in Ottawa, we have places called housing communities. So basically just funded places like apartments and stuff from the government. But I feel like a lot of kids in those areas, they can't afford psychologists. So I really wanted to get into the community centers and start working with kids that, they can't afford it, but the resources there for them,
Obviously, because I'm from Toronto, there's a lot of low income communities and stuff and a lot of housing there.
Yeah.
Obviously you're interested in that stuff too. Do you kind of think that sometimes kids are a product of their environment, and with the right tools and resources like psychologists, they can kind of get out of it? Because I've seen guys where they're not really they're good kids, you know what I mean? They want to pursue a bunch of things, but they just don't have the tools and resources.
Yeah. And I do believe that because, I grew up in a low-income community, and I do believe that your environment really kind of brings everything out of you, and you kind of come a part of it. And it's kind of if you don't have that proper guidance, I know a lot of friends who didn't have fathers in their life. And, sometimes it's hard for a single mom to really watch her son, especially as a male, in society today, especially.
I've seen kids kind of, what's it called? It's kind of hard for some kids to kind of break out of that environment because, it's kind of all that they know, right? It's kind of hard to, I wouldn't say they're comfortable, but, why go out and, try to do this when no one's helping them? Exactly. And it's kind of easier to do what they're doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And honestly, I think the goal with me is that I want to get kids to know that, man, sometimes it's better to cut those things out. And as hard as it might seem, your environment is not everything, you could always change that. It's changeable,
Yeah, no, I understand that. So obviously you are from Ottawa.
Yeah. So
how was that, you grew up Ottawa your whole life pretty much?
My whole life, yeah. I grew up in the east side of Ottawa in a place called Vanier.
Yeah.
And that's literally where I got my passion to take psychology. It's just I've seen a lot of it, and especially at a young age, a lot of things you shouldn't be seeing.
Yeah.
And I just feel as a man in that position, and I've already lived it, I feel like I can be the one to, step in and kind of change it. At least put some type of awareness to it.
So the goal is kind of, after you're kind of done here, you're in I believe this is your last year?
My last year, yeah. Year? No, it's my last year, yeah.
Last year, so are you planning to go to post-grad or?
Yeah, I am. I actually wanted to take a year off, kind of explore, try and get any experience in some areas, but I do plan on going to graduate school, either in clinical or counseling.
So obviously after that, the goal is to kind of go back to Ottawa and just help out the community.
Exactly. I just want to start a program where kids could come in, money or not, and they have someone to talk to, and especially being that I guess you could say unbiased person where they don't know you, but they know your background, they know that you have some similarities to them.
Yeah,
and I feel that's a big thing because a lot of people don't want to talk to people that really haven't lived it or experienced it, because it's hard to understand if you haven't experienced it yourself.
No, that is true. So obviously with growing up in Ottawa and stuff, how was that kind of shift? Because I ask a lot of people who aren't from Sault Ste. Marie who come here? How's that kind of shift coming to Sault Ste. Marie?
I mean, it's a huge change for sure. Like, man, in Ottawa, you step out your house, you got like thousands of people everywhere. You got a bunch of things. Yeah, it's just a bunch of things going on. You see a bunch of wild stuff all the time. Here, it's a lot more quiet. And honestly, being out here, it really got me in that mindset of really focusing on myself in terms of just building myself, because I can't really help others unless I help myself, right?
Obviously. So. And I think one thing too about like Sault Ste. Marie, because when I came, I mean, you kind of leave a lot back home, right? Like, I know for me, it was like when I came here, I didn't really have friends to come with. I didn't really know anyone. So it was kind of like the first couple of months, I was kind of like, you have that mindset that you get used to just being by yourself. But obviously, because you are on the basketball team, you've kind of probably built a relationship with your teammates and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like, me and the team were really close. And honestly, like, if it wasn't for that, I mean, it would be really tough out here. Because at the end of the day, we're humans, you know? We're social beings, you know? So at the end of the day, you know, you need that social aspect. You can only be alone so much. And I think the team really helped me with that and staying. And then, you know, also being out here, I found there's a lot more like genuine, nice people. Like you can say hi to someone on the street more easily than you would back in the city. Back
in the city, people are ignoring you. Obviously, like out here, even when I like walk to school, everyone's saying hi and stuff. And like for me though, I kind of noticed like back home, like you would say hi and people kind of ignore you. So when you come to the city, like it's kind of like not weird, I'd say, but it's like, you know, it's kind of
not it's not usual.
Exactly, but here, like honestly, I found everyone nice and stuff here, and I mean, I'm glad the experience here for you was nice, because I got a lot of people here. You know, we had Chris last episode. He's kind of said the same thing too. You know, when he came here, you know, let me work on myself and stuff, because he was from the city too, right? So I mean, no, that's great. And shifting on to like more like obviously a student athlete. How did you find balancing academics and your student and social life and all that?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a couple years. My first year in grades wasn't so great, but second year I kind of picked it up. And I mean, it's really tough, you know. And I think the toughest part about it for me was trying to stay like engaged in the schoolwork while you're so fatigued. Because you're just always tired from practice, games, and especially when you're playing basketball, it's all year round.
Yeah, you guys have it. Well, I mean, your season starts November, I believe, right?
Yeah, this weekend coming up.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but obviously, I see you guys coming in like August,
early August.
And you guys are just practicing. So it's like, because I know with the soccer team, it's like, you know, we'll come in August for our preseason, and then we have September, October, and that's kind of it. And then you work in the off season. But you guys, it's like year round.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like I said, you know, it took me a couple of years. But once like I got second year, I started using more of the school's resources, like just like talking to teachers, getting that little extra help, like help organizing, because sometimes it's hard to stay organized when like things are like a practice change time or time change and stuff like that. You know, it's like, I feel like the best part about it, being out here, especially being a student athlete, is you really get to see if you can work while you're unbalanced. You know? Because it's good to work while you're balanced, but when you're unbalanced, like when you're tired, are you going to an 8 a.m. class? Are you going to do your assignment, or are you going to try and extend it? I think my biggest thing was just organizing my stuff and making sure I stay on my timetable.
I think the hardest thing, though, I think for me too, maybe not the organization, but it was the tiredness, bro. Like, I feel like, you know, you'd have class all day, and then you have practice, and obviously the practice can be long, and then it's like, you have to find the energy to go home. And obviously, because you're not from here, you know, you're living on your own. You gotta cook for yourself, clean everything. And to find the energy, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's really tough. Honestly, I mean, naps have been my thing. I mean, I never really was a nap person until I got here. And, you know, I guess that's just the university lifestyle, especially as a student athlete, you know. But definitely being fatigued and going to do your schoolwork, I feel like that's the hardest part too.
How was it? Well, obviously, coming to Algoma, why did you choose to come to Algoma?
Well, I actually chose it because first they were going to help me with tuition payments. But I also found the housing cheaper out here than any other place that I got offered to. So I really just thought it was the best like circumstance for me in terms of getting out the city, because I felt like when I was a little younger, I was easily influenced. So like being in a bigger environment wasn't kind of ideal for me. But being out here, I mean, like I think it's done a lot of good things for me in terms of just like being on time with things, getting my stuff done. I feel like I became a whole new person just being out in this environment.
Yeah, no, for sure. Did you was basketball an influence too here with the team, or was it mainly just the university?
I think it was both. I think it was both. I mean, like, you're not gonna get a university like this where you could be one-on-one with your profs.
Yeah, no, that's a big benefit.
That's huge, right? And
especially as a student athlete, to be honest.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I feel like all my profs, every prof I've had has always been like real with me in terms of like understanding my circumstance and giving me the extra time or the benefit of the doubt for certain things. Yeah. And I feel like any other university would have been tougher.
Yeah, because obviously at other universities, when you're on, especially in athletics, I feel like some people don't really understand, like, it's one thing to be a student, but then obviously being a student athlete I'd say it's a bit more stressful and different, but obviously we do it because we want to play and we want to do it, and we like that extra pressure. But I feel like some people don't really understand, it's like, how do I fit all this type of things into my schedule? And then on top of that, like, if you're at a bigger university, I feel like some profs just don't really care. No. You know what I mean? But like the one thing here, it's like, you know, profs actually care. You know, you can email them your schedule, you know, have this and that, and I think it's really nice.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So obviously with obviously shifting more into like basketball. Obviously last season it wasn't the greatest season.
No, it wasn't.
Obviously, and I can say the same from my team, but obviously it wasn't the greatest season. So looking back now, I believe you guys lost 34 players. Yeah. And you guys got in some more talent. How's the season looking? Obviously after I believe you won your first preseason game, you guys lost a second one. Or
we've won the first one. We lost the other ones.
So how are you feeling headed into this season?
I feel good. I really do believe this is a team. If anything, like we can make a little bit of history and get some dubs under our belt. I really do believe playoffs is a thing for us this year. It's just getting guys to buy in. We got a lot of young guys, so you know, I know when I was like 18, like coming in, like it's kind of stressful. So it's kind of hard to, you know, work under that type of pressure while trying to adjust to your school life and your living like circumstance. Because guys 18 were living with their moms, now they're living on their own. You know, so.
And I used to that kind of that lifestyle, but obviously going into the season, you have new talent. Obviously, your team. I feel like because last year I thought you guys had a really good team. You guys were competing. You know, one thing I noticed was like during your games, you guys were competing a lot, but it was either sometimes you just couldn't close out, or the gap got a bit too big. But I feel like looking at this year's preseason scores, I was like, you know, these guys might do something this year.
No, 100%. I think we have warriors this year. I think that's the biggest thing. It's like getting every single person on the team to literally battle for 40 minutes straight. Like, that's the goal, you know? Because at the end of the day, it's like, we don't have a guy like 6'8" LeBron on our team that could do everything for us. So it's a team aspect, you know? So I do believe that guys are buying in, and this year is definitely going to be the year to watch for us.
So obviously this is probably like the last dance for you, to be honest, because your last year, you want to do something special. Yeah,
that's it. I mean, I'm playing with all my heart out this year. I got to leave everything on the floor this year, every single game. Cause
I believe your first game of the season is against Windsor, I believe?
Yeah.
It's back-to-back, right?
Back-to-back, yeah.
Obviously, I think, did you guys play them last year?
Yeah, we did.
So, with that first game of the season, back-to-back, I mean, I know for the soccer team, those back-to-back kills, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you deal with those back-to-backs, honestly?
Ice bath.
Ice bath?
100% ice bath. Ice bath, or if I can't even get myself to get in the bath, just ice the ankles, ice the knees separately, get some stretching in, and I also use the sauna.
Oh, okay.
I came to that conclusion last year because I struggled my first year
with the back-to-backs.
Like coming in second game, I'm just so sore that I'm not moving the same as I did when I was playing.
Are you guys the same? Well, because I know for the soccer team, because Algoma's so far. For us, we almost play back-to-back all season. Is it the same with you guys, or do you guys have a break?
No, we get back-to-back. Like, I'm pretty sure we play every weekend.
And then, do other schools, you know, more in the down south, do they get breaks? Because I know, like, some teams that we look like UFT, TMU, they're all getting 1 or 2 day breaks. Yeah. Is it the same in basketball, or is it everyone play back-to-back?
I'm pretty sure some teams do get a 1-2 day break. Yeah. But, like, us, I don't think so, because we're just so far.
Yeah, that's the one challenge, like, I think this school struggles with, or just athletics, is the back-to-backs, man. Yeah, it honestly kills, because I think the first year I came, I was against McMaster. Played the first game, I was like, oh, you know, it was tough, but then the second game was like, it was a shock. But how was it coming into the OUA in your first season?
It was tough.
Was it like a wake-up call? Was it like...
definitely, because I actually played CEGEP in Quebec. And it's a big change. It's a big change especially from provinces. And, you know, you're playing in the best league, I think, in Canada. And it's literally just top competition. Everybody's on point. Not a single guy that comes off the bench is not good. Like every team has good players. Even if they're redshirting, they're there for a reason, you know?
No, that's
so
true.
It's like you can't ever let off the gas.
Do you think, what's it called? Well, when you played back in Quebec, was that at college or was it?
It was a college, yeah.
Oh, it was college? Like, was it, what's it called? It was like you know how we have OCAA here? Was it kind of equivalent to that?
No, it was, so they call it Cégep.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, so when they finish high school there, they usually go Cégep, which is like college. But it's basically like they prepare you for university.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I went there after high school, because I went to high school in Ottawa. I went there to get my grades up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I ended up coming here. I got an offer here after my second year. And and over there I went undefeated.
Yeah, I believe you guys went like 16. I know when you guys won.
Yeah, we won regionals, we won provincials. So it was a big change.
And then do you think coming into OUA, were you a bit more like humbled, or was it like more like, okay, this might be a bit more?
I was humbled. I came in, like, you come in as a winner, like you're thinking you're a winner. I just came off back-to-back championships.
Yeah.
And you go from that to losing, like, it's tough. And you just need to understand that it's not the same league. So, you know, all the little things matter, whether it's weight room and a little stretch at night.
Yeah,
like,
no.
You know, little things like that I never took serious. And when I came here, since my first year, I haven't stopped, like, not taking it serious. Like, I'm always in the weight room as much as I can. Yeah. Stretching at home as much as I can, whether I'm watching TV, waiting for my next Warzone match, either or. Nah,
for sure. How is it? Obviously, I like hearing about, what's it called, like, road trips. I love hearing road trips because I know with, like, the soccer team, like, we love it. I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, the road trips sometimes can be overkill. But, like, how are road trips with you guys?
It depends. I mean, like, especially on the way back, guys are tired, so it's kind of rough on the way back. But, like, you know, the road trips are fun because at the end of the day, it's like not everyone gets to do this. Yeah. And, like, it's like your time's going to come. And I'm in my last year, so, like, every single road trip we've had so far, I'm just like, man, I better embrace all of this. Yeah. And it's fun, you know, you're on the bus with the guys, you know, you get a hotel room. Yeah. You know, you get to hang out with the guys, relax, do some schoolwork. You have really no responsibility but, like, focusing on your sport. Yeah, no, that's true. You know, like, it took me a couple of years to really kind of embrace the fact that it's a good thing. Yeah. You know, traveling like that is a good thing. It's an experience that a lot of people won't get in their lifetime. So, what would you say is like, what would you say is your best like moment or experience so far playing at Algoma? Right, best experience? Yeah. I would say, because I know for the women's, when I was interviewing Kira, I think one of her best one was, I think they beat the number one, I think it was like U Ottawa or something. Oh, yeah. I know that was a crazy story I heard about that. Yeah, I think it was my first year. Yeah. It was my very first game against York, and we won by 2 points. Yeah. And Maxim Bellany, I don't know if you guys remember Max. I think he graduated last year. Yeah, he graduated, yeah. He hit a clutch 3. Yeah. I've never felt that type of hype. And we were in a, like, opponent's gym. Yeah. And just the noise, like, man, it gets your heart rate up. Like, that was the best feeling. That's what made me realize how much I love this game. And then obviously, you know, down there at York, these guys have fans. Yeah. Like, these guys have fans. And it feels like, because I know when we played York, it felt like all those fans just against you. Obviously, because you're traveling, you don't have a lot of supporters, right? Obviously, maybe your family might show up and stuff, but against a team like York, that fan base is insane. It's insane, yeah. Especially in that environment, man. I live for that type of stuff, though. That stuff, like, whether it's at home or away, like, the environment, people talking their trash, everything, I love it. Because, you know, it's just a part of the game. Yeah. Yeah. You think, what's it called? Obviously, playing basketball at Algoma in a smaller school, do you think it's kind of helps your mental game? Because I know for football and all the other sports here, a lot of people say, like, you know, you become stronger mentally just because, you know, some people are just used to winning so much. They get cocky, they get a bit, you know, they're not used to it. But then coming here after that first 2 losses, you get humbled, and the mental game kind of comes in. Yeah, I mean, the whole time I've been here it's been a mental game. Yeah. And the thing is that this school, I find we fight a lot of adversity. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you know, we're in a far spot. It's a small school. You just got to live with the circumstances and keep pushing, because it's like, I always tell my coach this, it's like, we can lose 5 games in a row, another 6. But how are we going to bounce back? Yeah. Because for sure. You can't lay down. Obviously, too, because I feel like when we go to the away trips and you look at all these schools, you're like, damn, these guys have
They have a good facility because obviously they have the money, they have all this
everything,
you know. And we're a recent new university too, so obviously, I feel like the adversity it's there. It's definitely there because. I mean, I feel like some of these guys over there, you know, they can do whatever they want when they want, and it's like, and it almost looks like they're like sometimes it feels like these guys are like looking like it's like Division 1 or something. You know what I mean? And here it's like it's not bad though, but I feel like here, I feel like what's it called? I feel like now coming out of Algoma, I feel like you know just getting a win or creating some sort of history. I feel like it means more than you know if I'm gonna go, let's say somewhere like York, sit on the bench and just or just not even be a part of the team and just watch them win a championship. I feel like. At Algoma, you kind of appreciate the little things a bit more.
100%. Because at the end of the day, what you're going to get here is opportunity. Like, you're going to get your most chances to play.
Exactly.
And like you said, you know, a couple of wins make some history. I do believe, like this year, we can make playoffs. And like, I don't think Algoma's made playoffs for the ball team.
I don't believe so. From what I've seen, I don't believe so. But I mean, I definitely seen you guys play. You guys definitely look like you guys are starting to click more.
Yeah.
And obviously that first win preseason was huge. I believe Roman had a crazy game.
Really good game.
Yeah. And he came in last year too. I think he impressed. I mean, what I saw was crazy is he didn't make the. I believe it was the rookie. What's it called?
The all rookie team.
Yeah. I was shocked when he didn't make that because I was seeing out the games. This guy was balling out as a rookie. And I was like, how did he not make it? You know what I mean? That was shocked me.
That shocked, and I think it's because you need to have some wins under your belt for them to consider that.
Obviously, but I feel like for him, what he's doing, or for if anyone were here doing that, I feel like it got underlooked a bit. In my opinion.
Does. And you know, as a small school, I feel like that's gonna happen because we always talk about that. Like even our big man Jay, he was the third most he had the third most blocks in the league last year, and he didn't even make like an all-team defensive team.
Yeah, which I find is kind of crazy because obviously even though you're losing, you know, I feel like you know the stats and everything should
the talent's still there, you know, because at the end of the day, it's like we said, we're fighting adversity, and at a small school, you know, it's about building, and sometimes programs take like 5 to 6 years to build. Yeah,
you know, that is definitely true. So with this whole basketball thing, I mean, do you think that obviously the dream is to go to playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys think that you have everything that you need to make it this year?
I think we do. I think now it's just all a mental game. I think it's like the will that everyone has that we have to play with. Because I feel we still have the same talent, if not even more. Yeah. And like pre-game warm-up, you guys come watch. You'll see we got some athletic guys this year. So it's definitely going to be a hell of a season for us.
So obviously, you know, now that you're in fourth year, shifting a bit more back into that pandemic year with the ball team. Yeah. How was that kind of like? Did you stay in Sault Ste. Marie or did you go back home?
Well, I stayed here for a semester. It was alright. I mean, I only got like a month and a half in the gym before they closed it. Yeah. So you know, it was kind of rough. But I mean, if anything, it really helped me with school. Yeah. Because you know, it gave me that separation a bit. You know, we were told to stay home, so you know, just put that focus into your education. Yeah. And, you know, it helped in the long run. So. Did you
find like working out and getting going to go play ball a bit more harder, or was it just not a big problem?
Well, it was a problem. I mean, I started getting into my home workouts. Yeah. And you know, I never became like a home type of person where I'm always at home working out, doing everything. I always like going out, go to the gym and stuff. Yeah. So when COVID hit, you know, I kind of got comfortable being in my room, being at home, doing my workouts. But even in the city, they were taking off the basketball rims outside. Yeah. So, like, basketball, though, during the pandemic was probably really hard to do, especially finding a gym. Like, even after when they reopened things, like, you had to call a week early to sign your name up.
And then coming back to, I believe that was last year, coming back?
Yeah, coming back, yeah.
Do you think that kind of played a role? Because obviously you guys couldn't really mesh together during that year before. And it was almost like a brand new team, right?
Yeah, it was. So we were basically like 75 to 80% new. And, you know, we came back with like 0 practices. Yeah. And like barely training all summer because they kept closing, opening, closing, you know. So it was tough. It was a tough start. And I think, you know, it kind of just dragged along the whole season. And it was kind of hard to click. We started clicking a little too late. Yeah. And, you know, that's where we got the close games going, but we just couldn't close them out, so.
Well, obviously, you know, this year you have the time and the preparation. I think I believe in everyone here believes that you guys can get that win.
Yeah.
So obviously, before we wrap this up, I just want to ask, what you guys bring home that dub against Windsor back to back, hopefully?
Oh, I think we could.
Yes,
we've been watching film on them. I really do think it's going to be a battle. They got a really good pro player there, Thomas Kennedy. We're a little undersized. Yeah. But like I said, we got some warriors on the team. We got some dogs on the team. So this is a team definitely that I do suggest people to come watch.
Definitely. So, I want to thank you for coming out today.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. Obviously, check out the basketball game next week.